UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said on Friday Russian President Vladimir Putin's absence from talks with Ukraine is clear evidence he does not want peace. According to Associated Press speaking in Albania, Starmer said Putin is dragging his heels after spurning an offer by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to meet face-to-face in Turkey to try to secure a ceasefire. Zelensky is joining the leaders of dozens of European countries and organizations for a one-day summit in Albania's capital to discuss security and defense challenges across the continent, with Russia's so-called military campaign of Ukraine at the top of the agenda.
Well, I think that what we saw yesterday and overnight is yet more evidence that Putin is not serious about peace. He's been dragging his heels, and I think it's really important, therefore, that we have absolute unity with our allies. We'll be working on that again today to be clear that there must be a ceasefire, but also to be clear that should there not be a ceasefire, then we will act together in relation to sanctions. But for me, this is clear evidence that Putin doesn't seriously want peace. He's dragging his heels, and that's why today is a really important opportunity to work with colleagues to make sure that we are absolutely united, and President Zelensky will be here today, so we will be discussing the situation with him. In the last 2 weeks you've seen the UK do a trade deal with India, really important for our country and our national interest. Trade deal with the US, again important for our country and national interest. I'm positive going into Monday, and I think that this is an important moment for our country that will be measured in the benefits to working people and their living standards. But we're positive as we go into the summit on Monday. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll get over this thorny issue, the fishy one.
Kiev residents say they are skeptical of Russia's intentions and do not believe in a breakthrough as peace talks with Ukraine begin in Turkey. Zelensky said he is sending a team headed by his defense minister from the Turkish capital Ankara to Istanbul to meet a Russian delegation. "I have serious doubts that they will be able to reach any agreement," said 20-year-old Alexandra Tamanyuk after hearing that Russian President Vladimir Putin did not arrive to Turkey for talks. Few had expected Putin to show up in Turkey, and his absence punctured any hope of significant progress in efforts to end the 3-year-old war that was given a push in recent months by the Trump administration and Western European leaders. It also raised the prospect of intensified international sanctions on Russia that have been threatened by the West. Alexander, a 49-year-old resident, told the Associated Press he has very little expectations. "Honestly, I don't expect anything," he said. "Maybe there's a little hope, but it's very small."
У мене була надія, якщо сам президент Російської Федерації з'явиться на цих переговорах, у мене була надія, що якимось чином зможе дотиснути до того, щоб як мінімум або були якісь припинення вогню, або, можливо, припинення бойових дій і якісь подальші переговори щодо закінчення війни. Проте, з урахуванням того, що я бачу, що Путін не бажає з'являтися і він не з'явився, то, відповідно, я маю великі сумніви, що, власне, зможуть до чогось домовитись, а навіть якщо і зможуть домовитись, я дуже сумніваюся, що Російська Федерація буде дотримуватись домовленостей, тому що вона вже неодноразово ще з 2014 року доводила, що домовленості для неї це хочемо дотриматися, хочемо ні.
Що відчуваю? Нічого не відчуваю, чесно кажучи. Сподівання, можливо, є якісь на цю всю історію, але сподівання настільки мізерні, що він туди просто приїде. Ну, він не приїде, мабуть, а приїде його команда, яка буде знову якусь ахінею нести і все. І нічого, ну, галочка, велика галочка для того, щоб ми пробуємо щось робити.
Історично перемовини складаються лише коли обидві сторони розуміють, що на полі бою вже нічого вирішувати. Я не впевнений, що російська сторона впевнена в тому, що вони не можуть нас продавити, і не впевнений, що наша сторона впевнена в тому, що може вистроїти нормальну оборону, бо хоч ми кожен день тіряємо території, але все одно це невеликий масштаб і в такій обороні ще можна дуже довго стояти.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on Thursday welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky with an honor guard at the presidential palace in Ankara, ahead of planned Russia-Ukraine peace talks. According to Associated Press, Russian President Vladimir Putin didn't show up in Turkey for proposed direct talks with Zelensky, who was waiting for him in the capital Ankara after challenging the Kremlin leader to face-to-face discussions on ending their three-year-old war. With Putin absent, the Russian delegation was in Istanbul, and it wasn't clear whether the sides would meet for their first such talks since March 2022, following Russia's full-scale invasion of its neighbor the previous month. Zelensky said the Russian delegation appeared to be merely decorative. The war has killed tens of thousands of soldiers on both sides and more than 12,000 Ukrainian civilians, according to the UN, and continues along the roughly 1,000-kilometer front line. Russian forces are preparing a fresh military offensive, Ukrainian government and Western military analysts say.
How are you? Thank you. How are you? Good.